right, we are live. How you guys doing? To- How you guys doing tonight? Happy New Year. All right. Welcome to Caribbean Culture and Lifestyle. Again, I'm getting an echo here. Give me a second. I'm getting an echo. All right. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing? Happy New Year to each and everyone. Hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. Hope everything works out well for you guys. And I'm wishing each and everyone a prosperous new year. All right. So, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Yes. Well, as you know, this is open discussion, and open discussion is a place where we come together and we talk about different topics. All right. Tonight, we're going to focus on gardening because why we're going to focus? Hey, the everyday life, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Why we're gonna focus on gardening tonight? Because gardening season, believe it or not, it's here. To me, it's here. It never left. Because a lot of us right now is preparing our soil. A lot of us is getting all them leaf. Like I was watching a video for you, the everyday life with them leaf. Them leaf will turn your soil into a miracle soil. Yes. But yes, everyone put in their soil to gather the leaf. Whatever you're using in your soil, this is the time. This is the right time to get your soil together. Because when the spring hit, you want to be ready to plant, not preparing your soil. You want to be ready to start growing something and not trying to prep soil. Hello, lovely land. Every day, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Some some of the benefit, some of the benefit you get. There's a lot of benefit you get from start prepping your soil in this time, in the fall, in the winter. You get a lot of benefit from putting your soil together. Because when you wonderful, when you do that, your soil is getting prepared. Hey, so please, how you doing? So blessed, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, your soil gonna be better and ready. And guys, don't forget, always maintain your soil. Your soil, your food, your plants feed from your soil every season. So if the plant is feeding from the soil, you have to maintain the soil in order for the soil to continue to be rich and get better. It's important. You have to prep your soil. You have to maintain your soil. And believe it or not, if you prep and maintain your soil, you will be surprised. You will be surprised because you will be see so much miracle in your garden. Believe it or not, especially listen me guys. If you're doing garden for the long terms, if you're doing garden for the long terms, you have to maintain your garden a certain way. Sometimes, like I keep telling you guys about these leaf and these weeds that you pull up out of your garden. Hello, the everyday life. Hello, OG living life. Thank you for being here. These same weeds you pull out of your garden, don't throw them away. You can throw them in a compost pile. You could throw them in a compost pile. You could even throw them back in your raised bed. These, and let me tell you something, the grass and the weeds that you pull from your garden is way easier to break down than the actual leaf and the body of the tree. Believe it or not, guys, the body of the tree take a very long time to break down. It can take years, depends on where it is. If you have it covered, it breaks down a lot faster. But if you have it just open where the sun is penetrating it, it takes way longer to break down than if it's in a cool area where the sun is not reaching it. It will break down faster than if the sun is beating it. You know, so it takes a while to break down. But the thing about it is, while it's breaking down, it's releasing nutrients and minerals in your soil. So that's a good thing. Even the leaf, while the leaf is breaking down, it's releasing nutrients in your soil. So even though it mightn't break down as fast as you want it to, at least it's actually slowly is feeding your soil. So don't throw away all your weeds. Hey guys, how you all doing? Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. Let me see where the everyday life say. Okay. Just add broken down wood chip, leaf, and kitchen crop to my raised bed. Awesome. Awesome. What you doing there? You maintaining. And once you listen to me, once you're doing this, you ain't really got to go to the store. I'm telling you, you ain't really got to do that. What you doing there, just continue. Like you don't do that, you basically okay. Because what you add in all the kitchen crop, and kitchen crop also is good to add to your garden. What you doing, you maintaining your soil, and these things gonna break down pretty fast. So you doing awesome. Yep. Okay, let me see. Yes, yes. Thank you guys. Welcome, and don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate you all. Welcome, OG Living Life. Welcome, So Blessed. Welcome, The Everyday Life. Welcome, Love the Land Every Day. Welcome, guys. All right. Welcome, welcome. Let me see. I've only stopped just for the winter, 4 to 6 inches of leaf, and then straw in all by raised bed for now. Wonderful. I'm gonna give you a little hint to that. After you do that, you just add a layer of dirt over that. Love the land every day. Once after you add all your leaf and all that, just add a layer of soil over that. That's gonna break it, make it break down faster. Okay, so that's a tip I'm giving you there. Add some soil, a layer of soil over it, it's gonna break down way faster. Because the spring is here, believe it or not, the spring is right here. The good thing about this product that you're adding to the soil, the good thing about it, even though it didn't break down fully for the spring, it will be releasing nutrients, mineral in the soil all through the summer until it eventually breaks down. So because while it's breaking down, it's releasing these things slowly in your soil. So even though sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes in the spring, because I add leaf in the winter, in the fall, sometimes in the spring, when I'm digging, I'm actually seeing leaf. Because why? The leaf did not break down enough, but that doesn't mean anything. You still plant. Even when you dig and you see a leaf, you still plant, because these leaf is what gonna come and feed your plant all through the summer. So it's a good thing if you could add leaf and all. You know what I do in the I'm hoping to get a load of wood chip. Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. You know what I do in the winter, in the spring, fall, winter? I make sure no, in the fall. In the fall, I do not weed out my garden. I just allow everything to grow. All the weed, I just allow them to grow up. In the fall now, when the weather starts changing, these same leaf gonna start to dry down. So why not the leaf, the grass and the weed inside your garden? No, why they start? Because the reason why I do that, they produce a wonderful compost. They produce a rich, rich compost. So why I do that? Because what happens is it breaks down faster than the leaf. So what I'll allow them to grow, but I pull them up when the fall come and hit them and they start drying. I pull them and I start placing them in my raised bed. They break down way faster than the leaf, and it's rich. It's a rich, rich soil when it breaks down. So these are little tips, guys. These are little tips I'm trying to share with you guys that could really help your soil. And when you do these things, you don't need to go to the store. You don't have to, because you is prepping your garden the right way. What you doing, you actually building your soil the right way. And because you building your soil the right way, you don't have a problem. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about thing messing with your soil or this product draining your soil. No, because you're doing it the right way. A motivation to homestead. How you doing? What's going on? Glad to see you, man. Okay, let me see. My weeds went into my huge compost system, but system I built in the fall. That's wonderful. Don't get they break down fast. And when they break, oh man, listen to me. Them weeds is very, very rich. So that's wonderful what you're doing there. I'm not trying to spend any money at the at the store. I had to add back to my raised bed because all of the organic matters are breakdown lower in the soil level in my raised bed. Exactly. It's breaking down. So now it's giving you room to add more. So basically what you're doing there, you maintaining. That's what you're doing. You're maintaining your soil. So now when you add more, but like I will always say, guys, add some dirt as well. It doesn't matter if you believe the dirt is poor. It doesn't matter. Put a layer of dirt over the leaf and stuff. It breaks down real faster. Now, do you understand the kind of soil you're creating in the raised bed? Especially because what's going to happen, this is why, guys, this is why I don't believe, don't get me wrong, everybody have the right to do stuff their way. But I don't believe in building raised bed and the bottom, you know, like some people put something under the bottom. Like they put something like this kind of stuff under the bottom. that gonna keep down the weed from growing up through the raised bed. Listen to me. I don't believe in that. Why I don't believe in that? Because the soil, the dirt that your raised bed rests on, supposed to connect with your raised bed. Everything. You see what I'm saying? Where your raised bed rests on the soil, there shouldn't be no layer of anything there. You see? Because this is a raised bed you're going to be using for years. No, all the micro and all the minerals from the bottom gonna start walk its way up into your raised bed. When you put that layer, some people put it because they feel like if I put it, it's gonna eliminate the process of weeds growing up. Yes, I mean that's a good idea if that's the case. But at the end of the day, you eliminating a lot of beneficial, a lot of benefit out of your raised bed. It should be connected. It should connect to the earth into your raised bed. Everything should connect into one, not a layer of, they put a layer, some people put a layer of rubber, some people put a layer of whatever, but that for eliminate the weed from growing. Just believe it or not, all them weeds that growing up inside is adding mineral and nutrients in your soil. So you eliminating them, you messing with your soil. So that's another tip I'm giving there. Guys, all these is experience, I'm telling you. Everything I'm talking about is fully experienced. I already experienced all this thing already. You want the weeds to grow up because they will grow up, but they will add nutrients. And this is what you need in your soil. Nutrients, mineral. Then you want to start, these things will start attracting out worms. All the benefit you need, all the bacteria, all the insect you need, all the right insect you need into your raised bed. So the connection between the raised bed and the soil and the earth, nothing should separate them. That's my experience, okay? I'm sure someone else is going to say something different, which that's okay. All right? Because we all garden different. Okay. Yes, for sure. Soil walks on top. I do need to do that. Yes, it really works. It really works. Yep. Can you use wood ash for? Oh, listen to me. That's wood ash. Wood ash is really good for your garden. It's really, really good for your garden. So yes, you could definitely use it. It's really help your soil. It's enriching your soil. It's really good. So like for instance, if you have a raised bed, if you have a raised bed and add like you shake some ash on top of it, man, that's wonders you doing there. That will make your soil become so rich because all that is adding, that's addition. That's adding mineral, that's adding to your soil. So you creating a beautiful soil. The thing is, every year you add a little. Don't try to overpower it. That's the next thing. You can't try to overpower the soil with all these things. You can't do that because the dirt should always be in control, not just compost. It's important to always have dirt. So every time you add leaf, you should add some soil. Okay? Yes, planter, those leaves will continue to break down over time, providing nutrients to the soil. Definitely. Definitely. So even if they break down fully in the spring, don't worry about it. It still will break down. All going through the summer, it's going to break down. I use the weed in my homemade composting. All right, okay. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's a good idea too. That's a good idea too. Them weed is wonderful. I'm telling you guys. The weed also serve as winter soil protection. Definitely. Definitely. You see, it's some that's what I like. We all is always information. We can learn from each other. But yes, these weed that you try to eliminate out of your, I understand. We love the pretty garden. We love to see our garden look beautiful and pretty. That's okay. But so we want to get rid of the weeds out of our garden. But believe it or not, this weed is needed in your garden. They have a lot of benefit in your garden. Their roots, a lot of the weeds root adds a lot of nutrients to our soil. So if you decide to take them up, most of the time, if I want to go to my garden and I want to say, okay, let me get rid of some of the weed, what I'll do, I'll just take off the head of them. I'm not pulling up the root. I will just take just the head and leave the root, because the root is what feeding the soil. The plant is releasing nutrient to the soil. So if the root is there, the root gonna continue. So taking it off instead of just rip them out the soil, it's a better idea. From my experience, it's a better idea. I agree. Connection. Yes, the connection is important, because when you put that layer, you separate from the earth. So now it don't have the connection. It's supposed to become as one. Your raised bed and the earth supposed to become as one. Everything you added supposed to able to mix with each other, not just on top of the raised bed. It's important. All these earthworms that will come from the bottom and come up, you blocking them out. All the nutrients that's supposed to come out and come up in your raised bed, you blocking them out. So the connection is very important. Yes, it is. I'm sprinkling wood ash in my compost pile. That's a wonderful idea. That's a wonderful idea. I use the weed to make a tea fertilizer. That's another form of feeding your soil, which is easier. It's easier because why? You see, in that form, the fertilizer, right? The liquid fertilizer, in that form, the plants intake it faster than when you add it and then it got to break down than before. But when you do it in that form, the plant receive it faster. Mark my words, guys. Continue doing what you're doing with these natural products, and you're gonna create a garden that you yourself cannot believe how much it producing. I'm not telling no one not to go to the store, but I'm gonna say this: there's stuff we buy and add to our soil that don't really benefit our soil. It might make your plants look like it producing nice over a couple, at least 2 years. But after that, your soil gonna start to get sandy, because that product is messing up the nutrient, messing up all the minerals in the soil. So if you take your time and build the soil properly, it's gonna last you for a long time. You see, take your time, build the soil properly and correctly. It's gonna last you a long time. And you gotta remember too, patient, because it's not gonna happen overnight. And I understand sometimes in gardening, you got to get patient. Because if you don't have patience, you're gonna start to do other things you see other people doing because you're not seeing your result fast enough. You see, so what I'm saying is have patience and watch the result unwrap slowly for you. It's gonna happen, but just not overnight. Because everything takes time to break down and everything take time to build and mix together and come together as one. So it's not gonna happen overnight. So the patience is very important in gardening. So bless. Yes, good stuff. Yep. I'm loving the wood ash idea in the garden and compost. Yes, it is really good. I add it, but not every year. Because I don't want to overpower my soil. So I don't add it every year, but I do sprinkle it in my raised bed maybe every other year. Because I don't want it to, I just, the thing is what I'm doing, my thing is balancing the soil. Make sure the soil is balanced. You see? Balance. When I say balance, I mean everything is just in place the right way. So you don't want to put one product to overpower your soil. You want it balanced out. So in order for it to balance out, you got to know how to, everything you add, always make sure you add some soil to it. Because the soil is supposed to be the most dominant in your raised bed, not the compost. The compost adds to the soil, to the dirt. That's what the compost do. It adds nutrient to the soil, to the dirt. So the dirt is very important in a raised bed garden. Okay. Yes, when I say this like a million times, but when I start my garden, my soil was actually red clay soil. It was actually red clay soil. But I decide I'm not gonna use any and anything in my garden. I decide that I'm only gonna use natural product. And over the years, what has happened, it has changed from red clay to black soil, basically. It has changed from red clay to black soil. So these things is important. And these things transform your soil into good soil. So I can't tell people what to do in their garden, but I will not be adding no form of chemical in my garden, period. I will not be doing that. I see what it did to someone before, and I'm not going to do it. But at the same time, I cannot tell anyone what to do. I only could encourage people. There's other ways you can do this without using these products. There's other ways you can do it without using them because it's not going to be for a long term. It's only going to be for as a short term investment. All right. When you try to do it the best way, when you try to do it the best way, it's going to last for a long, long time. Especially when you're maintaining it, it's going to last you a long, long time. You will be surprised. You will be surprised of your fruit trees, how your fruit trees. Okay. All right, guys. I gotta cut this live short tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta cut this live pretty short tonight. All right. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm so sorry. Usually I go 2-3 hours, but I gotta cut it pretty short tonight. Yes. Guys, I gotta cut the live short tonight, okay? Thank you guys for coming out. I don't know if I might come maybe tomorrow Friday. Okay. I'll come back live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I gotta cut it off now. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Sorry for this. I gotta cut the live short. All right. I gotta go and do something. Thank you guys.